was born and raised right here in Wilcox, Arizona, on this ranch, the Warbonnet Ranch.
We are a cow-calf operation, and so we calve out calves and raise them up and sell them for beef. And we also raise horses, and then we buy some on the side also. Getting to raise our kids out here, they get to see God's creation firsthand when you're helping pull a calf or even helping a mare have a baby.
When I quit rodeoing, I really didn't want to be out there anymore, and I want to be a dad that gives my kids opportunity to do whatever they want. Madeline's 100% into barrel racing. She enjoys her horses and spending time working at what she wants to do.
Colter's always been ranchy. You know, you can take him off the range, but it was always in him. And you think of Colter as a real genuine cowboy, not just in the arena cowboy.
Couple of young guys, Colter Todd.
Colter Todd is a fierce competitor. From the dummy to the arena, everything he did, he wanted to be the best that he could be, and he put everything that he had into it, and it was pretty sweet being around somebody that had that much passion and that much drive.
Winning was pretty easy as far as with me heading. It was almost like that's what I was supposed to do. Mom and Dad always rodeoed, circuit rodeoed, amateur rodeoed, jackpotted, so I grew up roping, cowboying, whatever. As I got a little older, started getting a little more drive to want to be a better team roper. Graduated high school, and Mel Potter called and asked if I would come work for them in Wisconsin, taking care of some yearlings and working with young horses. And at that moment in time, was sure enough excited to get out of here for a minute. I was actually dating Carly at the time, long distance, and we just pretty stubborn and whatever, and said, we'll make it work. I asked her to marry me not at the BFI, but I was at the BFI in Reno. So we got married and then went to Wisconsin that summer. We had Madeline 9 months after we got married, which was not a part of our plan. God had a different plan. In 2005, that winter, I started out heading for Roy, just like always, and he'd said he was done. And Caesar called, and he was roping with Brett Boatwright at the time, and said that Brett was done. And we still had a handful of little rodeos around, like Laughlin, Logandale, Red Bluff, Clovis. Some of the bigger rodeos in the spring were left, and we wanted to try to go to those before he usually would go to Idaho to work, and I was going to go back to Wisconsin. Our first one was Laughlin, and I want to say we win the first round. Then went to Logandale, was our second one, and it was a four-header back then, and we end up winning it. Like all of a sudden, like we're actually kind of in the standings and got tour points. They had the tour finale back then. We were in the tour standings pretty good. And I started fighting my head as far as, okay, I got money won, like as far as rodeoing, but I have a job waiting in less than a month and a half that I'm expected to go to. I've got a wife and a little girl. No, I don't know what to do. And Mel actually called me and visited with me and had told me, like, hey, you got an opportunity here. Like, I don't want you to be afraid to try it. Like, go for it. I mean, it was almost like the perfect setup, you know. Even if I failed, I still had a great job to go to that was going to be able to provide for my family. So we went again, and it was good. Anyway, we ended up making the finals 06, 7, and 8. In 2008, we had our second one, and that was Colter Lee. And when we had him, like, I didn't hardly get to see him. Saw him when he was born, and then we were off, headed to Reno, and that was kind of a tough year mentally for me, because then I started wondering, thinking about me growing up here, the opportunities that my family had given me. God just took the desire to want to be out there anymore. Like, I did not crave going to the next one. I didn't crave Salinas, where we get 4 and a short. I mean, I didn't crave any of it. I told Caesar, I said, you can start looking for a new partner. I'm done. I'm gonna finish 2008. Like, I'm giving you the rest of the year, but I'm not. I'm done.
Well, he told me he wanted to be done, and when he says something, he means it. We were just gonna walk away from it and come to the ranch, which sounded fun, but it also was a little nerve-wracking, I would say. Like, are we really gonna do this?
That year, we ended up making the finals. Didn't have a good one, but you know, it wasn't like I left out of there wondering. We won round 10, so the last steer that I run in the yellow building was a win. And that, just looking back, you know, everybody's story's unique, and I always think, like, that's kind of neat. I think it took us 3 days to get moved out here into what we call the bunkhouse, and I wouldn't trade it, especially now.
We moved here to the War Bonnet Ranch in Wilcox, Arizona. It's his family's ranch. His grandpa and grandma live on it, and his mom and dad lived on it. This is definitely home. I am very grateful that he made that choice to leave the road and come here to raise his family.
There are 4 generations living right now. My grandpa, my dad, me, and my boys, and I'm just a dad that has some cows, runs some ranch, rides horses, shoes horses, works. Madeline's 16, and to see that is pretty special. And then with my boys, getting to work with them on the ranch or whatever, like, they really don't even know who their dad was.
Madeline's always been a pretty self-driven kid. We've never had to really tell her to do much or ask her to do much. She's pretty on top of it. Madeline spoiled us as a baby. She would get in the car seat and go 16 hours, just nonstop. She was sassy, but she loved to go, loved to rodeo, and loved to be a part of it.
Just growing up running barrels with my mom, my Nana, my aunt. It's awesome, just the country and being out here just with family and getting to do what I love.
She is definitely 100% dedicated to rodeo. She works hard at it, and it's pretty neat and pretty special for us to see her want to follow, you know, kind of what we've started.
I would love to make the NFR. It's definitely one of my highest goals. I mean, everyone who's made it to the NFR it's like they're the top, they're the best, and it's something I've always wanted to do.
This last November, Colter's mom passed away unexpectedly, Lori Todd. Madeline started running her horse, Red.
It means a lot to me to be running my grandma's horse, Red. He's a cool horse. Like I said, he's definitely one of the highest caliber of horses that I've ever been on, and his style and his consistency is so much fun.
I put on a youth race in Arizona, and this year in January, Madeline competed on Red. We all got, you know, pretty emotional watching that, just because we knew that would be what Lori wanted, and to see Madeline have success on him was pretty special. I think those horses come into somebody's life at the right time, and I believe that horse is in their lives at the right time. I feel like Colter, watching, you know, Madeline become this really great young woman, he's raised a great girl, and I think he should be proud as a father. I think also that, you know, if he does get to watch her compete at the NFR, I would think he'd be very proud because, you know, that's what Madeline's dream is. He, you know, got to feel that feeling of what it's like to compete in the Thomas and Mack, and there's no other feeling like it, and so I would think that he would be extremely proud.
Whether it be Carly, Madeline, the boys, anybody, if any of my crew makes it, I think it would be outstanding.
At the end of the day, rodeo is my family's passion and it's God-given.